have a really good driving record, so I'm gonna drop it from this. I'm gonna drop it from the, you have a really good driving. I'm gonna drop it, take it from.
All right, court's on the record, Commerce City Municipal Court for the afternoon session of January 26th of 2022. For the people on Zoom, please leave your devices on mute. I will ask you to unmute when I'm ready to call your case.
Listo, el Tribunal de Commerce City está en acta para hoy, 26 de enero 2022, para la sesión de la tarde. Para todos que están en Zoom, por favor, mantengan sus aparatos en silencio hasta que yo le llamo su caso.
For the people that are in the courtroom, when I call your name, I'm going to direct you to come forward to one of the three stations. While you're at the station, I'll need you to speak loudly and clearly. When you're done at the station, I'll direct you to see my clerks in the lobby. Their windows are located to the left once you've exited through the double doors at the rear of the courtroom. So when you leave the courtroom, go out to the double doors, make the left before you get to the metal detector, and then that'll get you to my clerk's windows. All right, Yandel Diaz Fierro, if you would come to station number 1. Oh, this is going to be difficult. Your mom needs an interpreter, doesn't she? All right, we're going to set you up in the corner. Do you have the link report? Okay. I didn't hear you. Can you speak into that microphone? Yeah, that one right there. Have you gone to the link? Why not? Okay, well, I didn't hear an excuse, so try again. Why haven't you gone to the link yet? Did you contact the link? Why not? We gave you the referral information to the link when you were here the last time. Yes. Okay, we're going to need you to go to that computer that's on that back left corner. All the way into that, just go like as if you're going to stand in the corner back there. His mother needs an interpreter. All the way to the corner. And you know how to unmute that device? Just click the little red, click onto that little red microphone. All you had to do is hit the mic to unmute it. It was connected before. All right, go ask Krista to come in.
In the meantime, can I ask who is on the phone number ending in 355?
La persona que esté en el teléfono que termine en los números 355, si se puede identificar, por favor.
Hello, I'm Joshua Gonzalez. Hello?
Joshua Gonzalez. Gotcha. Thank you.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and just put your device back on mute. I'll let you know when I'm ready for your case. And Chris,
Okay, thank you.
I think we need to send another link to the laptop that's being used in the courtroom.
I think we're back on now. Are you guys ready?
Okay, yes, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right, this is, go ahead and have a seat and have your mom in there too. Court's on the record regarding Yandel Diaz Fierro. Case number is CM003033499.
Estamos ya en acta con el caso contra Yandel Díaz, números correspondientes al caso EM003033499. Buenas tardes.
It's CM, not EM.
Oh, thank you. CM, disculpa. El número correspondiente al caso comienza con CM, disculpa.
When you were here on January 12th, we discussed having you bring in the report from the link.
Cuando estuviste aquí el 12 de enero, habíamos discutido o hablado que ibas a traer el reporte del link.
It appears you were referred to the Community Mental Health Center and known as Community Reach and the link on December 4th of 2021.
Parece que tuviste una referencia al Centro de Salud Mental del link, también llamado Reach, y eso fue el 4 de diciembre 2021.
It's my understanding that you had already made an appointment to go to the link for an evaluation. Had you set an appointment?
Y parece que usted ya tuviste fijado una cita en ese entonces. I didn't hear the last part, Your Honor. My apologies. There was
Had you actually set an appointment to be evaluated at the link?
¿Usted realmente fijaste una cita para tener una evaluación en el link? ¿Sí lo programaron?
No, no la programé porque cuando estaba el intérprete yo la verdad no le entendí. O sea, que yo no le entendí que tenía que hacer una cita en la salud.
No, I'm sorry. When the interpreter was here, I did not understand the interpreter. I didn't know I had to make an appointment.
Well, the school said that they referred you and your son to Community Reach and the link on December 4th. Go ahead.
La escuela dijo que le habían mandado la referencia y el enlace el diciembre 4. Eso no sucedió.
No, a mí no me llegó nada. O sea, que yo no recibí ninguna carta.
I didn't receive anything. I didn't receive a letter of any kind.
They wouldn't have given you a letter, they would have given you a phone number to the link to call them to schedule an appointment.
No te hubieran dado una carta, te hubieran dado un número de teléfono para llamar el link para programar una cita.
No, no me llegó ningún número de teléfono.
No, I didn't receive any phone number.
All right, I'm going to reset this case for a sentencing hearing. When you go to the windows in the lobby to see my clerk, they're going to give you a referral, which is a document giving you information on how to contact the link so that they can conduct an evaluation.
Stand by. Listo, señora. Entonces vamos a aplazar este caso. Lo voy a fijar para una audiencia de sentencia. Si vayas a la ventanilla afuera de la sala de espera con mis actuarios, ellos le darán la referencia. La referencia es un documento con información para que usted pueda comunicarse con el link y programar esa evaluación. ¿Sí me explico?
Sí, entonces va a ser en la salud, la clínica de salud, aquí en Commerce City.
Stand by, I need a repetition. ¿Me lo puede repetir y puede disminuir la velocidad que tenemos de interferencia de audio, por favor?
Oh, sí, sabe que tengo que ir a la clínica de salud.
Oh, so then I have to go to the health clinic.
No.
No, señora.
To the link.
Tienes que ir a la organización llamado Link.
Oh, ok.
When you go to the windows in the lobby, my clerks will give you a referral to the link. You'll need to call them, make an appointment, attend the appointment to have your son evaluated, and then come back for your sentencing hearing, and we'll give you a new court date as well.
Señora, cuando usted salga de la sala judicial, afuera de la sala de espera está la ventanilla con mis actuarios. Ellos le van a dar una referencia que tendrá información en cómo comunicarse con el link para hacer esa cita. Haga esa cita para la evaluación, traiga ese reporte contigo para la cita que tendremos de nuevo aquí en el tribunal para poder repasarlo. ¿Sí me explico?
Sí, sí le entendí.
I understand.
He just told me to. All right, go ahead and go to the windows in the lobby, see my clerk. They'll give you the information.
Pero yo voy a
And when you come
necesitar
back,
una
make
forma
sure you
donde
bring the
te
report
diga
to the link.
defect vehicle para yo.
Mr. Burton, could you please put yourself on mute? Thank you. Señora, entonces vaya a la ventanilla, por favor, ahorita mismo, y mis actuarios le darán la referencia y nos vemos a la siguiente cita del tribunal. Muchas gracias.
Ok, gracias.
Thank
Brandon,
you.
Just make sure they get to the window, okay? Thank you. Okay. Jose Ponche, if you would, si te puedes arrimar a estación número 2.
Judge, can I clarify that was 303-499?
303-499, yes.
Perfect, thank you.
Mr. Tonche, I understand you speak and understand English, is that correct? Okay, and do you read Spanish? Okay.
So Daniel Rivera is here with his mom in my office.
I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added, this is Jose Tonche, case number EM5739. I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of improper lane use, a 3-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss the original speeding charge against you from December 31st of 2021 at about 10:30 in the morning in the area of 84th and Highway 2 here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this reduced charge? Well, I'm not asking if you're guilty yet. Did you watch the advisement of rights video? And do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video? Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will? Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea? Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today. Then to the added reduced charge of improper lane use, a 3-point violation on December 31st of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty? I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you? All right, your scheduled fine is $120. I'm going to reduce your fine to $80 plus surcharges plus court costs. If you'll go to the windows in the lobby and see my clerk, she will tell you what the total is, and if you need her to, she'll make a payment plan for you. Do you have any questions? All right, go ahead and go to the windows, see my clerk. All right, Norberto Varela, if you would come to station number 3, please. Good afternoon. I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of speeding 55 in a 45-mile-per-hour zone, a 4-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss the original speeding charge against you from December 28th of 2021 at about 10 o'clock in the morning in the area of 82nd and Highway 2 here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this reduced charge? Did you watch the advisement of rights video? And do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video? Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will? Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea? Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today? Then to the added reduced charge of speeding 55 in a 45-mile-per-hour zone, a 4-point violation on December 28th of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty? I'll accept your guilty plea. Anything you want to tell me that I should consider before I impose the sentence against you? All right, your scheduled fine's $160. There's nothing in aggravation here. I'm going to reduce it to $120 plus surcharges plus court costs. When you go to the windows in the lobby to see my clerks, they will tell you what the total is, and if you need them to, they'll work out a payment plan for you. Do you have any questions? All right, go ahead and head out to the clerk's window. Okay, Irving Marquez, si puedes ir allá a la esquina. Oh, you speak English? Okay, a little bit doesn't count. It has to be, you have to be fluent in English. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and go, we'll use the interpreter. Besides, that station's clean and we have to wait for the other ones to get clean. And do you know how to unmute the device? China, could you go ahead and unmute it for him? Thank you. All right, we're on the record regarding Irving Marquez. The case number is EM1894.
Estamos en acta con el caso sobre Irving Márquez, número correspondiente al caso CM1894. Buenas tardes.
I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of improper lane use, a 3-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss the original speeding charge against you from December 20th of 2021 at 10:50 in the morning in the area of 84th and Tower Road here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today?
Lleva un documento indicando que si usted se declara culpable al cargo añadido y reducido de uso inapropiado de carril, una infracción que carga 3 puntos, el fiscal desestimará el cargo original de ir de alta velocidad que sucedió el 20 de diciembre 2021 a las 10:50 de la mañana en la área de la 84 y la Tower Road. ¿Esta es la manera que le gustaría resolver el caso hoy día, señor?
Sí,
Yes.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
¿Usted dice ese el vídeo de aviso de derechos?
así es, sí.
Yes.
And do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of those trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video?
Y si entiendes que si yo acepto su declaración culpable, este cargo reducido añadido, está rechazando los derechos que le avisaron sobre tener un juicio y apelar a esa decisión. ¿Sí entiendes?
Sí, entiendo.
I understand.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
¿Hay alguien que le había forzado o ha habido coerción para que se declare culpable contra su voluntad?
No, señor.
No, sir.
Has any promise been made to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
¿Le habían hecho alguna promesa para que se declare culpable?
No,
No.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
¿Actualmente estás bajo la influencia de alguna droga, alcohol o medicamento que podría afectar su habilidad en entender qué es lo que haces en el tribunal hoy día?
no, señor.
No, sir.
Then to the added reduced charge of improper lane use, a 3-point violation on December 20th of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Entonces, al cargo añadido y reducido de uso de carril inapropiado, que carga una infracción de 3 puntos que sucedió aquí en Commerce City el 20 de diciembre 2021, ¿cómo se declara? ¿Culpable o no culpable?
Culpable.
Guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
Aceptaré su declaración culpable. ¿Hay algo que a usted le gustaría que yo tomaré en consideración antes de ponerle la sentencia?
No, señor.
No, sir.
Okay, your driving record shows a ticket from November of 2021 in Denver. Is that entry correct?
Su historial de conducir demuestra que hay una boleta que recibiste en Denver en noviembre 2021. ¿Está correcto esa entrada en su historial?
Sí,
Yes.
Your scheduled fine is $160. I'm going to go ahead and reduce it back down to $120 plus surcharges plus court costs.
Listo. La multa programada es $160. Sin embargo, se lo voy a reducir a $120 más recargos, más costos del tribunal.
When
Muy
you,
bien.
when you go to the windows in the lobby to see my clerks, they will tell you the total, and if you need them to, they'll work out a payment plan for you.
Cuando vayas a la ventanilla en la sala de espera para ver mis actuarias, ellas le darán el total y si necesitas, ellas te pueden arreglar un plan de pagos.
muy bien, gracias.
Very good, thank you.
All right, go ahead and go to the windows in the lobby, see my clerk.
Se puede ir a ver la actuaria. Pase buen día.
Gracias.
Thank you.
So Gonzalez, if you would unmute your device.
Hi. Hi.
Good afternoon. Is
Good afternoon.
your parent there?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. I didn't have your video to start with. All right, court's on the record regarding Itzel Gonzalez. It's case number CM003-01591.
My apologies,
Yes.
Your Honor. Do we need the interpreter?
Yes, for her mother.
My apologies. Could you repeat the case number, please?
Sure. CM 003-01591.
Listo, estamos listos para seguir el otro caso, número correspondiente al caso CM00301591. Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Good afternoon.
I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a vehicle with an obstructed window, this is a 0-point violation. The city attorney will dismiss the original unlawful backing charge against you from October 13th of 2021 at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon in the area of 72nd and Quebec Parkway here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today?
Yes.
Your Honor, my apologies. The interpreter needs a repetition of the date. I was having some audio interference.
Yes, it's October 13th of 2021.
21. Thank you. Llevo un documento enfrente de mí que indica si usted se declara culpable al cargo añadido y reducido de manejar con una parabrisa obstruida que carga una infracción de 0 puntos, el fiscal desestimará el cargo original de ir en retroceso de una manera contra la ley, que sucedió el 13 de octubre 2021 a la 1 de la tarde, alrededor de las 72 y la Quebec, aquí en Commerce City. ¿Esta es la manera que le gustaría resolver el caso hoy día?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. Are you her mother?
¿Eres la madre, señora?
Sí, soy su mamá.
Yes.
Okay. Do you understand the original charge that was filed against your daughter?
¿Usted entiende el cargo original que fue transmitido contra su hija?
Sí, entiendo.
Yes. Yes, I understand.
And you understand the reduced charge that the city attorney is offering your daughter in an effort to resolve this case?
Y si entiendes el cargo añadido y reducido que le ha ofrecido el fiscal para tratar de resolver este caso.
Sí.
Yes.
And do you agree that your daughter is acting in her best interest by accepting this resolution and pleading guilty to this reduced charge?
¿Y usted está en acuerdo que su hija está actuando en su mejor interés en aceptando este cargo reducido para poder resolver este caso hoy día?
Sí, sí.
Yes.
Okay, so the last time you were here, or this time, did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes.
Itzel, ¿usted viste el video de aviso de derecho? Y su hija dice que sí.
I need you to say answer out loud again. Next time, let him finish the Spanish before you answer. So, did you watch the advisement of rights video?
¿Usted viste el video de aviso de derechos?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are renouncing all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video?
Sí entiendes que si yo acepto su declaración en este cargo reducido, estás rechazando todos sus derechos que fueron mencionados sobre tener un juicio y apelar esa decisión en este caso.
Sí. Sí.
Yes.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
¿Alguien la ha forzado o ha habido coerción para que se declare culpable contra su voluntad?
No. No.
No.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
¿Alguien le había hecho alguna promesa para que se declare culpable?
No.
No.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
¿Actualmente estás bajo la influencia de alguna droga, alcohol o medicamento que podría afectar su habilidad en entender qué es lo que haces en el tribunal hoy día?
No. No.
No.
Then to the added reduced charge of driving a vehicle with an obstructed windshield, a 0-point violation on October 13th of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Listo, entonces al cargo añadido y reducido de manejar con una parabrisa obstruida que carga 0 puntos, sucedió el 13 de octubre 2021 aquí en Commerce City. ¿Cómo se declara? ¿Culpable o no culpable?
Culpable.
Guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
Aceptaré su declaración culpable. ¿Hay algo que le gustaría que yo tomaría en consideración antes de ponerle la sentencia?
No.
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 Is there anything you want to tell me about your daughter that I should take into consideration?
Señora, ¿hay algo que le gustaría comentarme sobre su hija que debería de tomar en consideración?
Pues no, porque es una buena niña, nomás no sé qué le pasó.
No, she's a good kid. In this case, I just don't know what happened.
All right. Because she did the class and the community service, I'm not going to impose a fine. I am going to impose $29 in court costs only.
Listo, como ella cumplió con la clase y los servicios comunitarios, no le voy a poner una multa, solo voy a poner un costo de tribunal de $29.
Muy bien.
When you
Very
leave
good.
when you leave the meeting, my clerks will reach out to you by email, either later today or tomorrow, and they'll tell you the total again and work out payment arrangements.
Listo, entonces cuando salga de la reunión, mis actuarias se comunicarán con ustedes por correo electrónico hoy o mañana y le darán el total y le avisarán cómo pueden pagar.
Do you
Sí,
have any
está.
questions?
¿Algunas preguntas?
No, todo está muy bien.
No, everything is very good, thank you.
All right, then you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Have a good afternoon.
Okay.
Se pueden ir a la reunión, pasen buen día. Suerte.
Gracias. Gracias.
We're going to need at least one of the stations cleaned, and do they need an interpreter? Okay, but do they need the interpreter or no? Yeah. Okay, so they're going to be set up back there. So I already talked to them and they're going to invite them. I'm going to clean in a minute. Yeah, no, but what I'm trying to determine is, do we need them up here or in the back? It sounds like we need them in the back. Okay, that's good. Carolyn Lopez, if you would unmute your device.
Hi, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm at work. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Oh, okay. This is not for you, Ms. Lopez, but I just pulled up Ms. Lopez's case, EM 4297. There is a Rule 211 in here for Elma Payan, which is case number 4279. So if the clerks want to, I don't know, Alma or you or Chris can clear that up. It just got scanned into the wrong file. And for you, Ms. Lopez, I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, this is a 2-point violation. Oh, dude, it's the wrong file. Hold on a sec. I need to double check this. 4297. No, maybe it was me that made the mistake. I'm sorry. Yep, it was probably me.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, Alma. It was me. I put in the wrong case number. Here we go. All right, Ms. Lopez, I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, this is a 2-point violation. The city attorney will dismiss the original careless driving charge against you from December 31st of 2021 at about 7:30 in the evening in the area of, address isn't a real address. Looks like 104th and Highway 2 here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today?
Yes, sir.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you would be waiving all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video?
I understand.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No, sir.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No, sir.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, sir.
Then to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation on December 31st of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, sir.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
You wouldn't be able to just drop another point.
I don't do the points, I just do the pleas.
Um,
You're going to get a 2-pointer.
okay, it's okay.
Anything else you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
No, sir.
Okay, your driving record shows a ticket from July of 2021 here in Commerce City. Is that correct?
Yes.
And I had you do the Alive at 25 class for that one?
Yes.
Okay. Well, your schedule fine this time is $240. I'm going to reduce your fine to $180 plus surcharges plus court costs. Try to remember what I probably told you the last time is when you're behind the wheel of a car, you have one goal, and that's to get to where you're going safely. You really need to focus on being careful from now on so that you don't get any more tickets, and certainly you don't want to get into any more accidents.
No, sir. Honestly, that wasn't on me. The weather was bad, but the police didn't want to hear none of my story, so she went off by him.
Well, I just gave you the chance to tell me your story. You didn't want to. So do you want to tell me what happened?
Well, it was really snowy, like really bad. I was taking a left turn and I was taking it slow because I didn't want to slip. And then across from me came the car like really fast, and then he hit us.
Sure, but he has the right of way. I mean, you can't make the left if there's traffic coming from the other side. I
No,
know
sir.
if you're taking it slow, it's going to take you longer, but you have to make sure you have enough time to make the turn because the car going straight has the right of way, okay?
Yes, I understand. I was just in the middle of already going, so I couldn't just stop in the middle.
I guess what I'm saying is before you got into the middle, you should have made sure there was nobody coming.
I understand.
All right. Yeah, that's probably why the police officer didn't give you a lot of opportunity to explain, because the other vehicle had the right of way. Okay?
Mhm.
All right. So again, I'm imposing a fine of $180 plus surcharges plus court costs. When you leave the meeting, my clerk will reach out to you by email. They will tell you what the total is, and if you need them to, they'll work out a payment plan for you. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you so much.
All right. Court's going to be on the record regarding Daniel Rivera. Daniel, your mom needs an interpreter, right? Okay, why don't we go ahead and do this on Zoom since the lawyer's on Zoom. So go ahead and go to that back corner. And Miss McGinn, if you would unmute your device.
Yes.
All right. Court's on the record regarding Daniel Rivera, The case number is EM-4668.
Listo, el tribunal está en acta con el caso sobre Daniel Rivera, números correspondientes al caso EM-4668. Buenas tardes.
Your Honor, Jennifer McGinn, the guardian ad litem for Daniel.
Abogada Miguel, yo soy la abogada tutor para Daniel.
If you would unmute her device. Give me just a moment.
Un momento, señora, le van a quitar en silencio. Un momento.
I think that's right?
Thank you. We're good. All right, Ms. McGinn, Mr. Gollin has given me an indication that we need to reset this for another court date. Is that correct?
Yes.
Bueno, señora McGinn, el señor Gollin me ha avisado que tenemos que refijar otra fecha para el tribunal y la abogada tutor dice que sí.
Okay.
All right.
And how much time do we need to set this out? Ms. McGinn, how much
¿Por
time?
cuánto tiempo?
Not long, 2 weeks.
No mucho tiempo, 2 semanas.
Está bien.
That's fine.
We can do February 9th at 1:15. Does that work for you?
Febrero 9 a la 1:15, ¿eso le funciona para ustedes?
No, I'm sorry.
Para mí no, dice su licenciada.
I don't know if, I think I could do it next Wednesday, if you're doing Wednesdays.
Yeah, we have to do Wednesdays because we need the interpreter to be safe. We can do the 23rd at 1:15.
Okay, that's
¿Qué
fine.
tal el 23 a la 1:15 y su abogada tutor dice que está bien?
Sí, está bien para mí.
Yeah, that's fine for me too.
All right. If you'll go to the windows in the lobby to see my clerk, they're going to give you a reminder notice of the new court date and time.
Listo, señora. Entonces, si pueden salir a la ventanilla, a la sala de espera donde está la ventanilla de mi actuaria, ellas le darán la notificación de la nueva fecha y la hora.
Okay. Suerte, ya no tenemos que hacer nada.
So we don't have to do anything here?
No, just go to the windows in the lobby, see my clerk, and they'll give you the notice of the new court date and time.
No, señora, vaya a la ventanilla, a la sala de espera a ver mis actuarias y ellas le darán la nueva fecha y hora para la nueva fecha al tribunal, señora.
Okay. Gracias.
Okay, thank you.
Please join the breakout room. The city attorney is waiting. Thank you.
Ms. McGinn, you're here on Christopher Johnson as well, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, I think Christopher Johnson's on Zoom. Mr. Johnson, if you would unmute.
Chris, there's a little red microphone right below your picture. Click on it.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Okay.
And we can hear you, so that means you're unmuted. All right, this matter is also scheduled for pretrial conference. It's case number CM003033553 regarding Christopher Johnson. I note that Ms. McGinn is present as guardian ad litem in this case. Christopher Johnson is present. And are you his mother?
I'm his grandma, sir. I adopted him.
Excuse me. And Ms. McGinn, again, this one I show that we want to set over to determine whether or not there's other pending cases against Christopher. Is that correct?
Yes, there was an incident. It does not look like it has been charged, but I just wanted to make sure before we moved forward with this.
That's probably wise. Does that that February 23rd date work for you?
Yes.
Okay, Christopher, we're going to reschedule your case for another pretrial conference. Try to be still if you would. We're going to reset your case for another pretrial conference to February 23rd at 1:15 in the afternoon. Please keep in contact with Ms. McGinn, and we'll see if we can get all of your cases resolved on that next court date. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, and his grandmother, are you available to appear at that date and time as well?
Yes.
Okay, we'll send notices out of the new court dates and time. Mr. Gallen, the city prosecutor, will investigate to see if there are any other pending cases that will need to be addressed at that time. So you all are free to leave the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Since, please join the breakout room. The city attorney's waiting. Thank you.
I'm sorry, was that for the interpreter?
No, she doesn't need an interpreter. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I didn't hear who it was.
Essence?
Okay. Logan
I'm
Johnson?
here.
Did you hear the message to go to the breakout room? That was Essence Bowers. You needed to go to the breakout room, correct?
Correct.
Ms. Bowers, did you hear that?
How do I do that?
There should be either a pull-down menu or a button that says Join Breakout Room.
Okay.
All right, court's on the record regarding Logan Johnson, case number EM2710.
Your Honor, Jennifer McGinn, the guardian ad litem. She is not present, and either is her guardian. She could not appear because she's hospitalized right now. And so her guardian, I told her guardian that she did not need to appear. I think the court clerk told her that because we just needed to continue it so she would be able to appear. We could do the same date, February 23rd. For that.
All right, we'll continue this to February 23rd at 1:15. We'll reset it for pretrial conference. All right, is there anything else to address with regard to Ms. Johnson?
No.
Okay, and Ms. McGinn, are you familiar with I don't know if she's in the hospital for mental health issues or physical issues, but there is a fairly new law, state law, that addresses defendants in municipal courts who have mental health issues. You might want to investigate that prior to the next appearance.
Okay. Yes, she is in for mental health issues and also has COVID.
Okay.
So.
All right, just something to take a look at. All right, Jaslyn Martinez, are you here on that matter? It's case
Yes.
PM 8194.
Yes, she is not present. And her father is, I had brief contact with her father, but they have not appeared.
Give me a minute, I'm going to look at my notes from the last time. All right, the last information I had was that she had been reported as a runaway. And we appointed a guardian ad litem because stepmother is the alleged victim in this case. And so you haven't had any communication with her at all, correct?
Correct.
And father, natural father, is Spanish only. Were you able to communicate with him?
No, I spoke with him on the phone a little bit. It was not very successful and have attempted to communicate with him by text, but he has not responded to that.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and issue a warrant for Jaslyn's arrest. I'll set bond in the amount of $100 personal recognizance bond. And I will note your appearance here today. We'll keep you advised if we have any contact with the family for the next date. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Is that all you have for today?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. You can go ahead and leave the meeting. Have a good afternoon.
Yep.
All right, court's on the record regarding Lynette Mount. It's case number EM6144. I think this is Miss Hutton's case.
Yeah, I'm trying to, there we go. Here I am. Sorry.
That's okay. I keep running into technical issues. I did half a hearing without my video on and couldn't figure out that I needed to hit, what is it, like F8 or something like that to activate it. I thought it was something else.
I have no idea. I just stumble through every time.
Okay, so let's see what we've got here. All right. Lynette Mount, there's no one present in the courtroom. Have you had any communication with Miss Mount?
No, I haven't. I have 2 phone numbers and I've called them 4 times each and nothing. One doesn't work and one doesn't have a answering machines or whatever that's called, voicemail set up.
All right. She had previously failed to appear. She appeared by Zoom on January 6th. We set this matter over, appointed you, and set today's date. I will note that she's failed to appear. The matter was scheduled for 1:15. It's now 2:10 in the afternoon. Warrant will issue for her arrest. Give me just a moment. I need to look and see what the prior bond was that I set. All right. The bond is going to be set in the amount of $400 personal recognizance bond. And I will note that you appeared on today's date.
Thank you.
Is this the only one you had, Ms. Hutton?
Yes, it is the only one.
All right. Well, then you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you. You too.
Mr. Burton, what case are you here on?
Judge, I'm here on Miss Aguilar.
Have you spoken to, oh yeah, here it is. All right, let me pull this case up. All right, Mr. Burton, are we expecting Miss Aguilar Diaz to be present?
She's present with me in my office.
Okay. She doesn't need an interpreter, does she?
She does.
She does? Okay. Felix?
I'm ready, Your Honor.
Okay. The document I have indicates that if Miss Aguilar Diaz, this is EM9161.
Listo, número correspondiente al caso EM9161. Buenas tardes, señor Aguilar.
Buenas tardes.
Good afternoon.
Okay, the document I have indicates that if Miss Aguilar Diaz pleads guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss the original charge from September 17th of 2021 at 2:30 in the afternoon in the area of 56 and Quebec Street here in Commerce City. Is that a correct statement of the proposed disposition, Mr. Burton?
Yes, it is. Oh, sorry.
Señora, yo llevo un documento que indica que si la señora Aguilar se declara culpable al cargo añadido o reducido de manejar un vehículo defectuoso o una infracción que carga 2 puntos, el fiscal desestimará el cargo original que fue el 17 de septiembre 2021 a las 2:30 de la tarde en la área de la 56 y la Quebec aquí en Commerce City. ¿Esta deposición le resuena a usted, licenciado? Y su licenciado dice que sí.
And Ms. Aguilar Diaz, is this in fact how you wish to proceed today, by pleading guilty to this reduced charge?
Y señora Aguilar Díaz, esta sí es la manera en la cual usted le gustaría seguir adelante en declararse culpable a este cargo añadido y reducido.
Sí.
Yes.
Have you had enough time to discuss the options available to you on the original charge with your attorney?
¿Usted tuviste la oportunidad de hablar con su abogado sobre las opciones que hay en el cargo original?
Sí.
Yes.
Are you satisfied with the service, advice, and representation that he's given you thus far in this case?
¿Usted está satisfecha con el servicio y la representación que le ha dado su licenciado hasta este punto?
Sí.
Yes.
Mr. Burton, would you waive any further reading and advisement?
Señor Burton, ¿usted rechaza la oportunidad de leer más hallazgos en este caso? My apologies.
Yes.
Ms. Aguilar Diaz, has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
Señora Aguilar Díaz, ¿alguien le ha forzado o ha habido coerción para que se declare culpable contra su voluntad?
No.
No.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
¿Alguien le había hecho alguna promesa para que se declare culpable?
No.
No.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
¿Actualmente estás bajo la influencia de alguna droga, alcohol o medicamento que le podría afectar su habilidad en entender qué es lo que haces hoy en el tribunal?
No.
No.
Then to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation on September 17th of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Entonces, al cargo añadido y reducido de manejar un vehículo defectuoso que sucedió el 17 de septiembre de 2021 aquí en Commerce City, ¿cómo se declara? ¿Culpable o no culpable?
Culpable.
Guilty.
Mr. Burton, would you waive the necessity of the establishment of a factual basis to support the plea?
Señor Burton, ¿usted rechaza los hallazgos para apoyar la declaración?
Yes.
Sí.
Then I will accept the guilty plea. Is there anything by way of mitigation, Mr. Burton?
Judge, yes, just that my client really felt strongly that she was not guilty of the original charge. And in fact, we'd served as subpoena duce tecum on Circle K, and apparently the city attorney told us they're not present. And at that point, I informed her that she could ask for a contempt citation, and she just decided to cut her losses and accept the city attorney's deal. So.
Do you think there may have been a video available? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, there was a video available from the Circle K on the corner. We did serve the subpoena to the Circle K and asked for the video. They haven't produced it. It's due to. It was supposed to be here today. So.
Bueno, la pregunta era, I'm going to quickly summarize for your client. Le habían preguntado que si hay otros hallazgos que le quiere dar por medios de mediación. su licenciado dice que mi clienta se sintió muy apasionada, que ella no es culpable del cargo original. De hecho, nosotros dimos una orden de comparecencia, pero el fiscal dijo que no se presentaron. En ese entonces yo le avisé a mi clienta que sí podemos ver una otra citación, pero decidió de no ir en ese lugar y ella aceptó lo que le estaba ofreciendo el fiscal. El juez preguntó si hay un vídeo, su licenciado dice, sí, el Circle K, sí parece que tuvieron un vídeo, nosotros le dimos una orden de comparecencia, pero no ha llegado todavía y no se ha presentado.
All right. Anything else by way of mitigation?
¿Algo más por mediación?
No, thank you.
No, señor.
And Mrs. Aguilar Diaz, is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
Señor Aguilar Díaz, ¿hay algo que le gustaría comentarme que debería tomar en consideración antes de ponerle la sentencia?
No.
No.
All right. There's nothing in aggravation on your driving record.
Listo, no hay nada agravante en su historial de conducir.
Your scheduled fine is $200. I'm going to go ahead and reduce that to $100 based on the statement made by your attorney regarding this matter.
Listo, su multa programada sería $200, pero se lo voy a reducir a $100 a basado de la declaración que nos acaba de dar su licenciado.
Okay.
When you leave the meeting, my clerk's going to reach out to you and your attorney by email either today or tomorrow. They'll tell you what the total is with all the costs added in. And if you need them to, they'll work out a payment plan for you.
Listo, entonces hoy o mañana usted y su abogado van a recibir un correo electrónico de mis actuarios hoy o mañana y le darán el total del costo y si necesitas un plan de pago, ellos se lo arreglan.
Is there anything else I need to address, Mr. Burton?
No.
¿Algo más, licenciado? No.
No, thank you.
All right. You can go ahead and leave the meeting. Have a good afternoon.
And you.
Buenas tardes.
Judge, are you able to repeat the violation she pled to?
She pled to defective vehicle.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Trenton Anderson, if you would unmute your device. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right. Court's on the record in case number EM311. Mr. Anderson, I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss the original speeding charge against you from December 21st of 2021 at about 9 o'clock in the morning in the area of 84th and Highway 84th and Highway 2 here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this reduced charge?
Yes, sir.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes.
You understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal related rights that you were advised of in that video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No, sir.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No.
And to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation on December 21st of 2021 here in Commerce City, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
I drive for work. I got the ticket when I was at work, and it's my first ticket ever. And I got it when I was 26 years old, almost 27.
How long have you been driving in Colorado then?
In Colorado, 4 years.
Okay, I'll take that into consideration. Yeah, one thing to keep in mind, when you come into Commerce City, all the northbound and southbound streets, they're all 45-mile-an-hour speed limit zones. Tower
Okay.
Road, Quebec, Highway 85, Highway 2, when you get to the north end of Highway 2, it's a 45. There's some places in the older part of downtown where it's a 35, but for the most part, once you get out into the open areas like you work here, it's a 45 zone. So even though it looks like it could be a faster zone, they're not. We made them consistently 45. All
Good to know. Thank you.
Your schedule fine's $120. I'm going to go ahead and reduce your fine to $60, plus surcharges, plus court costs. When you leave the meeting, my clerk's going to reach out to you by email either later today or tomorrow. They will tell you what the total is. They'll tell you how to make payment arrangements. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Matthew Sturts, if you would unmute your device.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. All right, on the record regarding AM 12072, I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss the original speeding charge against you from December 23rd of 2021 at about 3:15 in the afternoon in the area of 95th and Tower Road here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today?
Yes.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes.
You understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No.
Then to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation on December 23rd of 2021 here in Commerce City, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Anything you want to tell me that I should consider before I impose the sentence against you?
I was just running late for work. It was my second day at this new job, and I didn't want to be known as that guy. However, I have not sped since then, and I have not been late for work since then. I do understand the actions and the consequences as well.
Sure. I mean, obviously, the first thing that jumps to mind is, yeah, you were running late, so you drove fast, but you didn't get there any earlier because you got pulled over and got a ticket. Right?
Nope.
Yeah. And second, did you hear what I was telling the young man right in front of you, that the north and southbound streets in Commerce City, they're all 45. It makes it real easy to keep that in mind for the future, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. You're in the exact same position the other young man was. All right, your schedule fine's $120. You have a good driving record. I'm going to reduce your fine to $60, plus surcharges, plus court costs. When you leave the meeting, my clerks will reach out to you by email either later today or tomorrow. They'll tell you what the total is. If you need them to, they'll work out a payment plan for you. Do you have any questions?
I do not. Thank you very much.
Okay, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Have a good afternoon.
You as well, sir. Thank you.
Essence Powers, if you would go ahead and unmute your device.
I'm here.
Okay, give me 1 second. I need to verify something. Okay. I have a document that alleges that on December 4th of 2021 at about 5:25 in the afternoon, from the area of 5990 Dahlia Street, that's the Walmart store located here in Commerce City, it's alleged that you committed the offense of theft. Do you understand what it is you're accused of doing?
Yes, sir.
Right. The city attorney said that he reviewed the elements of the charge with you. In other words, he went over all of the things that he would have to prove if you pled not guilty, in this case proceeded to trial, in order for you to be found guilty. Did he go over those elements with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, sir.
And are you currently a member of or a veteran of the United States Armed Forces?
No, sir.
All right. The city attorney says that you and he have worked out an agreement that we're going to set your case for a new court date. It's called a pretrial conference. Between now and then, if you complete 24 hours of useful public service, a one-day petty theft class, agree not to return to the Walmart, and commit no new law violations, when you come back to court, if everything is in order, I can dismiss this case. Is this how you wish to resolve your case?
Yes, sir.
Okay, give me a minute. It looks like you failed to appear last week, so I'm going to have to cancel that warrant. I'm going to waive the warrant fee because you got here the next available court date. So the warrant is vacated and the warrant fee is waived. When you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to reach out to you by email either later today or tomorrow. They're going to give you the notice of the new court date. It's going to be out about 6 weeks. That way you can get everything done. They're going to send you the referral to the people that put on the petty theft class. It's really important that you contact those people right away so you can get signed up for the petty theft class so you can get it done, obviously, by the next court date. When you finish the class, they'll give you a certificate of completion. It's your responsibility to make sure that certificate of completion gets filed with my court on or before the next court date. My clerks are also going to give you the form we use for community service. You can do the community service anywhere. It does not have to be done in Commerce City. Find some place convenient to where you live. The only requirement that I make is that the place that you pick to do the community service must be a legitimate nonprofit agency. Schools, churches, animal shelters, Salvation Army, Meals on Wheels, Goodwill. It doesn't matter to me where you do it. Just make sure it's a legitimate nonprofit agency. Do the work, have them fill out the form, and again, it's your responsibility to submit that form on or before the next court date. And then the rest of it's easy. Stay out of the Walmart and stay out of trouble. If everything is in order on the next court date, I'll dismiss this case. Ms. Powers, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, so when you leave the meeting, just keep an eye out for that email. It'll come in today or tomorrow, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh. All right, Joshua Gonzalez. This is EM14002. If you would unmute your device, please.
Joshua Gon.
Your Honor.
Okay, I don't think this one's English.
Stand by. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of speeding 60 in a 45-mile-per-hour zone, that's a 4-point violation. The city attorney will dismiss the speed exhibition charge against you from December 29th of 2021 at about 9:45 at night in the area of 104th and Highway 85 here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this reduced charge?
Sorry, Your Honor. I have a quick question about that.
Okay.
You said you stated I was going 60 on a 45, correct?
That's the reduced charge.
Okay. Sorry, I got a little confused because I thought the speed limit was 65.
Nope, not there. It's 45.
Okay, sounds good. I plead guilty.
Okay. First, I'm not asking if you plead guilty. I'm asking if you want to accept what the city attorney is offering, which is the 4-point violation in the Alive at 25 class.
Yes, sir.
All right. Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to enter this guilty plea against your will?
No, sir.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, sir.
Then to the added reduced charge of speeding 60 in a 45-mile-per-hour zone, a 4-point violation on December 29th of 2021 here in Commerce City, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
No, sir.
All right, I'm noting where you live. Do you still live on 105th in Commerce City?
Yes, sir.
Okay, one of the most dangerous intersections is Highway 85 and 104th. The city went to a huge expense, probably before you started driving, making that intersection much wider. They put a lot more lights there. They put eastbound and westbound speed limits of 35, northbound and southbound speed limits at 45. It doesn't become a 65 zone when you're going northbound until you get about 1,000 yards north of the intersection. And that's when you're coming southbound, that's where the speed limit goes from 65 to 45. They're doing that because when we have collisions at that intersection, they are usually really devastating. I mean, we're talking big-time collisions there. People go way too fast on that stretch of Highway 85. That's the other reason why the police patrol it all the time. According to this, you know, they clocked you. You said you were going 60, and he clocked you between 80 and 90, 85 to 90 miles an hour when they started clocking you. You really need to start paying better attention to the speed you're going, especially since you're a fairly new driver. How long have you been driving?
For about a year, Your Honor.
Yeah, so the National Traffic Safety Board says that until you've engaged in daily driving for 3 years, you pose a much higher risk for either getting into or causing a collision. Your driving record shows you've already had another ticket, and that was from June of 2021 in Denver. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, well, you know, again, as young as you are and as new to driving as you are, you might think you're a great driver, but you still have to think about things before you do them. You haven't gotten to the point where you automatically react to them. So, again, when you get behind the wheel of a car, you only have one goal at this point, and that's to get to where you're going safely. The last thing you ever want to do is treat your car like a toy. You have to recognize that it's a very valuable tool and a very dangerous tool. People get killed in cars every single day. You don't want to be one of those people, and you don't want to cause the death of somebody else because you're treating your car like a toy. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
All right, so I'm going to do the math here. Give me a minute while I figure out your fine. All right, your scheduled fine is $360. I'm going to impose the $360 fine, but I'm going to give you a break. I'm going to suspend 200 of it because I want you to use this more of an educational opportunity than just a punishment opportunity for the way you were driving. So that'll leave $160 fine plus surcharges plus court costs. I'm going to order that you do the Alive at 25 class, and there's going to be surcharges and court costs added to the $160. All right, so when you leave the meeting, my clerks will reach out to you by email later today or tomorrow. They're going to tell you the total of what you owe, and if you need them to, they'll work out a payment plan for you. They're going to give you a referral to the people that put on the Alive at 25 class, and they're going to give you a deadline for completing the class. It's important that you contact those people right away because those classes fill up really fast. You want to make sure that you can get into a class and have it completed before the deadline my clerks give you. When you finish the class, they're going to give you a certificate of completion. It's your responsibility to make sure that certificate is submitted to my court on or before the next court date. I'm sorry, by the deadline my clerks give you. You don't have a court date. Just make sure you get it to us by the deadline. My clerks, when you finish the class and you submit that certificate to my court, make an extra copy of it. Send it into your insurance agent because with these 2 tickets within the year, they may raise your insurance rate. You never know, they might give you a discount for doing a driving class. You should also hold on for an extra copy just in case you ever end up down in front of a DMV hearing officer trying to save your license for points. It doesn't hurt to show them that you've done the driving class. It might either shorten your suspension or give you a restricted license or somehow otherwise benefit you to have an extra copy. So make sure the original gets to the court by the deadline. Save a copy for your insurance company. Save a copy for DMV just in case you need it down the road. Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, then you can go ahead and leave the meeting and just, as soon as you get that referral from my courts, contact the people that put on the class, all right?
Yes, sir, I understand. Thank you so much.
All right, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Okay, Rodolfo Carriel, if you would come to station number 2, please. Right there in the middle. Good afternoon. I have a document, but I'm not sure this is what you're doing. It says that you're going to plead guilty to careless driving and do a level 1 driving class in exchange. Okay. Mr. Gollin? It's dated wrong. That's why I need him to... Mr. Gollin? Is he in his office? Can you see him? Can you see him in there? Okay. Yeah, I have a proposed disposition form that's dated. Is that all right if by interlineation? All right, so I'm going to fix it and mark it today's date. All right, court's on the record in EM 6655 regarding Rodolfo Curiel. I have a document. Oh, shoot, I haven't pulled it up yet. Give me a second. This is EM 6655. I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of engaging in careless driving, a 4-point violation, the city attorney, and do a level 1 driving class, the city attorney will dismiss the original speeding charge against you from October 16th of 2021, shortly before 9 o'clock in the morning, in the area of 91st and Highway 2 here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this reduced charge? Okay, either the last time you were here or today, did you watch the advisement of rights video? Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video? Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will? No, sir. Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea? No. Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today? Then to the added reduced charge of engaging in careless driving, a 4-point violation on October 16th of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty? Guilty. I'll accept your guilty plea. Anything you want to tell me that I should take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
Well, yes, Your Honor. I mean, a little more
Yeah, you're really gonna have a hard time finding an excuse for going that fast for me. Yeah, that's where he locked you in. He locked you in at 86. All right, let me do the math here. All right, your schedule fine's $280. I'm going to impose the $280. I'm going to suspend half, that's 140 of it, because I'm going to order that you do the level 1 driving class. It's a one-day class. There's going to be surcharges and court costs added to the remaining $140. When you go to the windows in the lobby to see my clerks, they're going to tell you what the total is. It's 140 plus surcharges plus court costs. They're going to give you the referral to the people that put on the driving class. They'll give you a deadline. It's going to be about 6 or 7 weeks from today. Make sure you contact those people right away so you can schedule one that's convenient for you. Make sure it's before the deadline. When you finish the class, they'll give you a certificate of completion. It's your responsibility to make sure that certificate of completion gets filed with my court on or before the deadline my clerks give you. You should make an extra copy, send it to your insurance agent, because you have an otherwise clear driving record. Don't let them use this one to boost your rates. Send in that proof of completion of the driving class, and they might even give you a discount on your insurance rates. Also, just save an extra copy because you never know when you're going to need it for something else. So original for the court, copy for your insurance, copy just to have in case. Do you have any questions? All right, if you go to the windows in the lobby, see my clerks, they'll work out these details for you. Also, just keep in mind, all of the north-south streets in Commerce City, they're all 45. Tower, Highway 2 up there on the north end of town, Quebec right out here, Highway 85 when you're coming through this part of town, they're all 45s. If you just keep that in mind, it'll make it easier not to do something like this, okay? All right, go to the window, see my clerk. Is this the trial case?
I know, because he prepared for trial. Like, he's a smart kid, but, you know, things
All right.
going on.
So we're going to refer him to the link? Is that what you want to do?
I think you have to, I'm not doing that, but you have to figure, I mean, whatever you think. I mean, this is a really old case. I mean, he was 14 when it happened. I've been wanting to do community service in the class for like...
Yeah, I know it's been continued.
Okay. I'm just telling you, it's rare that I see a kid who's this smart.
All right, Felix, I think we need you for this one.
I'm ready, Your Honor.
All right, court's on the record regarding Jose Hernandez. Case number is EM4629. Adam, it's still
Listo.
muted.
El tribunal ya sigue en acta por el caso por José Hernández, número correspondiente al caso EM4629. Buenas tardes.
It's on mute. Okay, we're good. All right, thank you, Jose.
You're welcome.
All right, I have a document that indicates that Jose is going to be pleading guilty to the added charge of engaging in disorderly conduct. The city attorney will dismiss the original assault charge from July 20th of 2021 at about 9 o'clock in the evening from the area of 6270 Holly Street here in Commerce City. Jose, is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this added charge and having the original charge dismissed?
Listo, llevo un documento enfrente de mí que dice que si se declara culpable al cargo agregado de involucrarse en conducta escandalosa, el fiscal desestimará el cargo original de agresión que sucedió el 20 de julio 2021 a las 9 de la noche en la área de la 6270 de la Holly Street aquí en Commerce City. ¿Esta es la manera que le gustaría resolver el caso hoy día?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sí, su señoría.
And are you his mother?
¿Usted es la madre de él, señora?
Sí, correcto.
Correct, I am.
Do you understand the original charge that was filed against your son?
¿Usted entiende el cargo original que fue transmitido contra su hijo?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you understand the added charge that the city attorney is asking your son to plead guilty to?
¿Entiendes el cargo agregado que el fiscal quiere que su hijo se declare culpable?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you agree that your son is acting in his best interest by accepting this resolution and pleading guilty to the added charge of engaging in disorderly conduct?
¿Usted está en acuerdo con la sugerencia del fiscal en resolver este caso con declararse culpable al cargo reducido de su hijo estando involucrado en conducta escandalosa?
Sí, correcto.
Yes, correct.
Jose, either this time or one of the other times that you appeared, did you watch the advisement of rights video? Let the interpret first. Go ahead.
José, esta vez o la última vez que estuviste aquí, ¿viste el vídeo de aviso de derechos? Adelante, joven.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sí, su señoría.
Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this added charge, you are renouncing all of those trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video?
Sí, entiendes que si yo acepto su declaración en este caso, está renunciando los derechos en la cual le habían avisado en ese vídeo sobre tener un juicio y apelar esa decisión en este caso. ¿Sí entiendes?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sí, señoría.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No,
¿Alguien lo ha forzado o ha habido coerción para que se declare culpable contra su voluntad? Adelante, joven.
No, Your Honor.
No, su señoría.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
¿Alguien le había hecho alguna promesa para que se declare culpable?
No, Your Honor.
No, su señoría.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
¿Actualmente estás bajo la influencia de alguna droga, alcohol o medicamento que podría afectar su habilidad en entender qué es lo que haces en el tribunal hoy día?
No, Your Honor.
No, su señoría.
Then to the added charge of engaging in disorderly conduct. On July 20th of 2021, here in Commerce City, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Entonces, al cargo añadido y reducido de estar involucrado en conducta escandalosa que sucedió el 20 de julio 2021 aquí en Commerce City, ¿cómo se declara? ¿Culpable o no culpable?
Guilty.
Culpable.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Give me a minute. I need to read both the report and the link referral that we received in your case.
Aceptaré su declaración culpable. Un momento, por favor, que necesito leer y repasar el reportaje. Un momento, por favor.
¿Puedo hacer una pregunta?
May I ask a question?
Sí, pero dame un momento a leer todo lo que estaba pasando en este caso.
Ok, gracias.
All right, I've had an opportunity to review the report and the referral from the link. Now, it's my understanding that the city attorney, let me get rid of this feedback. My understanding was that the city attorney gave you plenty of opportunities to get the violence is preventable class done. I haven't found any notes. Did you ever do the community service?
Yes, Your Honor.
Bueno, estoy viendo aquí en las notas, el fiscal está diciendo que has tenido varias oportunidades de terminar esta clase. Por casualidad, ¿pudiste la oportunidad de terminar los servicios comunitarios? Y su hijo dice que sí.
And where did you do the community service at?
¿Dónde habías hecho los servicios comunitarios?
I did it at my mom's church.
Okay.
La iglesia de mi mamá.
I just couldn't find it in the paperwork that I looked at.
No lo encontré en los formularios que estuve viendo y revisando.
I still don't see it. Why didn't you ever get the class done?
¿Por qué no habías terminado con la clase?
Because it was a 72 hours I had to be on, and the time expired on.
Que lo que pasa es que tuve que estar allí en 72 horas y el tiempo se me expiró.
Yeah, this has been going on since last year, and it looks like that was the big holdup in getting this case dismissed.
Esto ha estado pasando desde el año pasado y esto es lo que nos ha estado deteniendo para desesmitar este caso.
Yes.
Mr. Gallin, I note that at some point the community service dropped off. I've gone through this and I haven't seen the proof of the community service. Jose, did you ever turn in the paperwork for the community service?
¿Entregaste los formularios para los servicios comunitarios, José?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sí, señoría.
All I show is that you marked that he did the community service, and I don't see the form anywhere. Oh, wait, here it is. That's why. All right. For the record, I do show that we got the proof of the completion of the community service on October 13th of 2021.
Listo, para que conste en acta, sí veo que hemos recibido comprobante de que habías cumplido con los servicios comunitarios el 13 de octubre 2021.
All right, so that clears that up.
Listo, eso ya está aclarado.
All right. Jose, is there anything that you want to tell me that I should take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you? And then I'm going to give your mother the opportunity to tell me what she wanted to tell me.
José, ¿hay algo que usted le gustaría que yo tomaría en consideración antes de imponerle la sentencia? Y luego le voy a hacer la misma pregunta a su mamá, pero su contesta primero, joven. Adelante.
No, Your Honor.
No, su señoría.
Okay. Is there anything you want to tell me about your son that I should take into consideration?
Señora, ¿hay algo que le gustaría comentarme sobre su hijo que debería tomar en consideración antes de imponerle la sentencia?
No, está bien así.
No, it's fine like that.
I'm a little concerned about the behavior that you demonstrated on the date of this incident and the lack of accountability that you seem to have taken with regard to getting the criteria done to get this case dismissed.
Y también saben que yo estoy un poco dudoso con el comportamiento que tuviste en la fecha de este incidente y también la falta de accountabilidad que has tenido para tratar de resolver y desesmitar este caso hasta este punto.
Have you ever taken a drug or any drug education classes yet?
¿Alguna vez has tomado algunas clases de educación sobre drogas?
I haven't.
All right. I'm going to treat the way you treated Abraham as something unusual or different from you that you may have done just because your friends were egging you on then. I mean, the idea that somebody would get beat up and that you guys would post it on social media, to me, is different than beating somebody up because you're angry at them. It seems to me... Oh, go ahead, Felix.
Stand by.
Do
Bueno, yo voy a tratar esta situación como algo inusual de su comportamiento que le hiciste a Abraham, que probablemente que quizás tus amigos te estaban apoyando de otra manera, porque es una cosa de estar con una persona y pelear con ellos y luego subirlo en las redes en vez de solamente haber tenido una pelea.
Because it doesn't sound like you guys ever had any real reason to be angry with each other.
Porque no suena que ustedes tuvieran una razón real para que estuvieran enojados entre ustedes dos.
Go ahead, Jose.
So, my friends weren't egging me on. They didn't know the situation that me and Abraham had been going on after the fight. The situation me and Abraham were going through is he was talking down on my mother, my friends, and me. And that's when it all happened.
Bueno, lo que pasa es...
Yeah, don't interrupt this. This is going to be more, but señora, excúpeme. Yo quiero hablar con tu hijo y no quiero esperar el intérprete. Esto no es importante sobre la sentencia. Yo nomás quiero entender lo que estaba pasando, ¿okay?
Okay.
Jose, look, I don't know why you cared what Abraham was saying, but the thing that concerns me is if you have a problem with Abraham, you take it to Abraham. You don't have your friends with you, and you don't download it to social media. Do you see, or upload it to social media?
May I add a comment to that? So none of us uploaded it to social media. The thing is that his sister was claiming that all three of us jumped him, and that's when we sent his sister the video so she can see that we did not jump him.
But you did fight with him.
Me as in Jose Hernandez, yes.
Okay. First, you need to understand that that's not an acceptable way to deal with conflict. And besides, I can't believe you would care what Abraham said about anything anyway. I mean, really, he's not your social network, right? He's not somebody that you buddy around with. So who cares what he says or what he thinks? It's not important. Do you understand that?
Correct.
Okay. I don't anticipate that you're going to be dealing in other violent episodes in the future. Is that a fair statement on my part?
Yeah, that is.
Okay. I'm not going to make you do the class for Violence is Preventable. I am going to have you do the half-day drug education program through the link. They'll refer you to people that do the half-day drug case. I'm ordering you to do that, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, here's another thing. Everything I'm reading tells me that you're a smart kid, and you seem intelligent to me. So let me just explain a couple of things to you. Now you have something that's on your juvenile record. And, again, it's not going to be expunged because you've pled guilty today because you didn't get the other stuff done in time to have me dismiss the case, all right? So I want you to understand that marijuana use is also something that is now of record in your case, all right? So you need to understand that, how old are you, 15?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're in 10th grade?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you're making decisions right now that are going to affect your immediate future by this kind of conduct and this kind of behavior. When you go out and, if you decide to get a job, and you're going to be competing with other people that are just like you, young people without a lot of work experience, the person who's going to be picking the person to have the job is going to be looking at your background and looking into the type of stuff that you've done before. Let's say there's only one job opening and I'm the guy hiring to fill that job. I've got you, and I've got another kid who's never been in trouble before. Who am I going to give the job to?
The other kid.
Every single time. I've got a guy who, like you, who probably gets good grades, but based on what I'm reading about you, it sounds to me like you could excel in your educational opportunities, and you're not doing so because you're choosing not to. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand.
All right. So if I have you who probably gets A's and B's and doesn't put forth a lot of effort to meet their potential, and then I get another kid who gets straight A's, who am I going to hire?
The other kid.
Sure, because I can see that he's trying to reach his potential. And even though right now you're probably not making plans on what you're going to do when you graduate from high school, it's probably right around the corner. When you're a junior, you're going to have to decide if you're just going to go to work after high school or if you're going to go to college. And if you're going to go to college, and I'm the dean of admissions, I see a guy who's underachieving, like you apparently are, who has this kind of record, and I have a kid who's got better grades, never been in trouble, who looks like he's trying to improve himself. Who am I going to give that seat to in my college?
The other kid.
Exactly. And I'm not saying this because, I want to put you down or anything, but everybody that I've read a report about you says that you're just not, that you're smart, but you're not applying yourself very well. And this incident tells me that you're allowing yourself to get distracted by things that aren't important to your future. It's just you and your mom, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, the last thing you want to be doing is creating extra work or extra trouble for your mom in your situation. You want to be more of a help to her than a hindrance to her. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so what I want you to do is focus on putting this behind you so that it's not holding you back, all right? And we're going to start working towards the future. And the most important thing is there's no upside for you smoking marijuana. There really is none. There's no benefit. You do a scale, benefit versus problems. The problems for somebody your age smoking marijuana are much heavier than the benefits right now for you smoking marijuana, even if it helps relax you. It doesn't equate. You're going to get some of that in the class that I'm ordering you to do about what the downside is for somebody your age smoking marijuana. So take it from those professionals and then just make the decision. If you decide that the benefits are greater than the potential downside, do what you want. Just recognize that there's consequences that are going to go with that. If you realize that it's not good for you, then you need to find a way to quit using it. It's really that simple. All right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now the rest, I do have to say, and the interpreter will have to interpret. Okay? So this is the sentence that I'm imposing.
Listo, aquí entonces el resto vamos a ocupar el intérprete y ahora le voy a imponer la sentencia.
Okay. I'm going to impose and suspend all of a $300 fine.
Voy a imponer y suspender toda la multa de $300.
That's going to leave court costs in the amount of $29.
Eso nos deja con costos el tribunal que viene saliendo la cantidad de $29.
When you go to the windows in the lobby and see my clerks, they're going to work out the payment arrangements for the $29 in court costs.
Listo, cuando salga a la sala de espera, a la ventanilla a ver mis actuarias, ellos le dan cómo pueden pagar esta multa.
Okay. It's not a fine, it's just court costs.
Thank you. My apologies. Disculpa, no es multa, es el costo del tribunal. Eso fue error del intérprete.
I'm going to refer you to a company called ISAE. I'm going to have you do the half-day drug and alcohol class through them. Go ahead.
Yo le voy a mandar la referencia de la empresa ISAE, que vas a tener que tomar una clase de mediodía sobre drogas y alcohol.
When you contact them to sign up for this class, I want you to make sure that you tell them that you got referred by the court and link, L-I-N-K.
Y cuando llamen para comunicarse con esta empresa, necesito que les avisen que la referencia vino del tribunal y del link, L-I-N-K.
The reason is they'll give you a discounted rate for doing the class.
La razón en la cual es porque te darán un descuento para hacer esa clase.
All right, the $300 is suspended on the conditions that you pay the court costs, do the class, have no contact with Abraham Guerrero, and commit no new law violations for a period of 1 year.
Listo, entonces los $300 están, es la multa de $300 está suspendida bajo las condiciones que pagues el costo del tribunal, que cumples con la clase, que no vayas a seguir teniendo contacto con Abraham y que no vayas a tener más infracciones por 1 año.
Do you have any questions about the sentence that I've imposed?
¿Alguna pregunta sobre la sentencia que le he impuesto?
No, Your Honor.
No, su señoría.
Señora?
No, está bien, gracias.
It's fine, thank you.
All right, Jose, I don't ever want to see you in court again. I want you to really start focusing on setting some goals for yourself about how you can make things better for both you and your mom going forward, all right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Listo, José, no te quiero ver aquí en el tribunal nunca más. Yo quiero que empiezas a fijarte en las metas que quieres cumplir para ti y tu madre. ¿Sí me explico?
All right, if you'll go to the windows in the lobby and see my clerk, they'll give you all the information you need to accomplish these orders.
Si vayan a la ventanilla en la sala de espera a ver mis actuarios, ellos le darán los documentos para cumplir con las órdenes.
Ok, muchísimas gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck. Okay, we don't have anybody else left on Zoom, is that right, Chris and Alma?
Correct.
All right, we don't have anybody else left